I'm Maurice Barratt, and I've got another vlog for you. The Little Word If, number 35. I'm carrying on from the last vlog about the rich young ruler. He asked the question, what good thing must I do to have eternal life? And Jesus told him, and he said, oh, well, I qualify. But then he asked number 2 question, and this is what I want to look at. He said, do I lack anything? And he did. Jesus told him what he lacked. He said, sell what you've got, give to the poor, and you'll have treasures in heaven. So here's this week's if. Matthew 19 verse 21. Jesus said unto him, that's the rich young ruler, if you want to be perfect, go and sell that you have, give to the poor, you'll have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. He didn't want him to be poor, he wanted to have treasure in heaven, not on earth. Don't store treasures on earth where moth and rust doth corrupt, and thieves break through and steal. Matthew chapter 6. But do lay up treasures in heaven. Wow. If you want to be perfect. Well, every believer wants to be perfect, don't they? Do they? I don't think so. Perfection, we're not talking about sinless perfection. There's no sinless perfection this side of death. Jesus coming. Wherever you got the flesh, you'll be sinful. It's talking about maturity. Jesus was perfected, matured by the things he suffered. Who wants to suffer to be perfect? Do we really want to pay the price to be like Jesus? You know, the price for salvation is 0. It's nothing. It's free, just by faith. But the price for the kingdom's very expensive. It's a high price, and this rich young ruler went away a sad man. He didn't go away an angry man. He didn't think, goodness me, if he'd have asked me for 10%, I'd have given it willingly. But the price is too high. He wanted to pay it, but he couldn't. That's why he was sad. And Jesus looked on him and loved him and said, how hard is it for a rich man to enter the kingdom? It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle, which is impossible, than for a rich man to enter the kingdom. And Jesus, the disciple says, well, nobody can get in then. And he said, dead right. But with God, all things are possible. God can put a camel through the eye of a needle, but don't think you'll do it. So the price was too high for this man. Well, most believers have obtained salvation by faith. There's 1 million tongue-speaking Christians in Great Britain. That's Pentecostals. There's thousands and millions of Christians throughout the world. And they've got the salvation for free. But they won't pay the price to obtain the kingdom. They won't pay the price to be the bride of Christ. They won't pay the price to reign with Christ for 1,000 years. And so they settle for salvation. That's so sad. Think about that. Have you paid the price? Are you willing to pay the price? Has anyone challenged you with the price? The rich young ruler asks the question, what do I lack? I suggest you ask God. I'm saved. What do I lack? Serious. Well, time's gone. Busy man, so are you. See you for the next vlog. Have a great week.